Okay.
Hi Bilal, welcome back.
Finally.
Bilal, I'm really sorry for the inconvenience you had to wait so much, and even everyone who is watching us. I'm really sorry for the inconvenience. I had no clue that this would not work. Nothing worked. So we are here on Zoom. So how are you, Bilal?
I think this is much better because on Instagram Live, I have to be very careful what I say, what I don't say. Now, I mean, we can edit
I'm not going to edit it. I'm not going to restart this video again.
it. Not restart, but once before I upload it, I'll make sure I'll cut the part which should not be uploaded.
Seriously, this video is completely without any editing. Is going on my, at least on my page.
But I think it's also fine if I do it unedited because then people can actually see who I am as a person. Because
Bilal,
my
tell me
posts,
something.
uh,
When I went live that time, I said that Bilal has something to share with his followers and all the readers. I did not. So, would you like to tell what's cooking?
yes, before I tell, like this is something that everybody has asked me for so many months and years now. And I honestly, I will give the credit entirely to you because I had been delaying this for a long time, but I have it now with me. So this is it.
I'm so happy to see this. This mock-up is soon going to be in 5 by 8.
I had been delaying this. I
Wow.
had been delaying this for so many months now, and I finally like edited and put all the pieces together. And it's just because that one phone call that we had for more than an hour, and he motivated me so much, and I
First
finally
phone
decided
call.
that I should just first phone call, and it was, I think it is the only productive call I have had in during this quarantine.
Thank you, Bilal. Thank you so much. No, I'm reading your works now, I guess, for 4 or 5 years. And I still remember how upset I was when you deleted everything because somehow that work touched me so much. And when one fine day I woke up and saw that you deleted everything from your account, I remember I even fought with you. I just came when I asked, "What did you do?" And you said, "No, I'm going through some, I'm going to post new work. I did not like whatever that was." But I was upset at you for a long time. And whenever I would read that work, like, okay, you started, you write with the, massive speed, I would say, because you fill that page again. But literally, I still miss that, and I hope you have included the work from that phase of your life in your book.
I tried to include new pieces, but I think I will mostly add pieces which I deleted from my Instagram before.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we are talking about these deleted posts and how we started, do you remember how we actually started talking? Because I'll tell you how.
I think I just found your page on Instagram.
Okay, I found your page and I have this poetry. You wrote this poetry. I am not sure if you remember this, but I found your poetry on somebody else's account. And then somebody tagged you, and then I found your account. So I will read this later because it still touches me so much. And I don't think this book is in your book. This poem is not in your book, I guess.
I
But then I
myself
DM'd you.
deleted a lot of work because when I revisited my work, I hated it so much. And if you see, like, if I would have kept all the work since the beginning on Instagram, there would be 700-800 posts. I think now there are 200 because I myself have deleted a lot work.
Yes, I think that's the same with me. I had to delete my post because I could not. I started writing when I was in a very dark phase, so I could not relate to that. I could not contain that sadness in my account. That's the reason I had to delete everything, and then had to like start afresh and then write something on. I would not say, I still cannot say that I write happy pieces. but then something that I can relate to, that people can relate to, because everything that was on my account came from a very dark place. But now
I
it's from a
remember
dark
that.
place,
You said
but
that,
then healing
that it's
space.
very dark. Yes, yes, I remember. You said that it's very dark, and it actually annoyed me. Have you seen on my 1,000 years of learning page? What is the code I've just kept there? I
I've not checked.
okay, I believe that I also was, a lot of people come and ask me, why do I write so dark? Why my poetry is dark? Who broke my heart and stuff like that? But one fine day, I came across an article, in which this article actually made me buy Faz a book, True Subject of Poetry. It's Faz Ahmad Faz, if you know. He
Yeah,
is a Pakistani poet and famous in India as well. So
yeah, yeah.
Faiz said something. It was said that he once met this person out of country, and they were discussing poetry. And he said that true subject of poetry is the loss of the beloved. And when I started
That's so
exploring
true.
his poetry, I found that yes, he does write about his poems do have the theme of nationalism, revolution, but yes, the true subject is actually the loss of the beloved, and beloved can be anyone. It can be a loss of your land, like especially the
Yes,
partition. For many people, the partition is a subject, and when you read the work, it sounds like maybe it's not for partition. It's for some forlorn lover, but it's not. It's for because longing for the home. And you had that thing in those first pieces. And when you said, I want to write happy poems, I was like, seriously, you are going to, you feel sad, you will write
I
sad.
have I have tried, but it does
You
not
did.
come out. I have tried. It
Because
I don't feel content with when I write happy pieces. I don't know why.
you will only write happy pieces when you feel like happy. And I still don't think so. Even when I'm happy, I cannot write anything. Happiness cannot make me write anything. People party
Same.
during happy times, no? Or do they sit and write poetry?
Yes. When I'm really happy, so I feel like really relaxed, and then I try to watch movie or maybe watch some shows, do something productive, go out,
Hmm.
and when I'm sad, I just sit and then write, or maybe read a book. That's what I do. But when I'm happy, the words that the words they just don't come out. I don't know why is it so.
Tell me something. Like,
Or I can say
Mhm. Okay, it's going to be maybe personal.
this writer Langley.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know this poetry, quote by Langleaf. So in her book, she's mentioned, why do all people write sad things? Um, and then it says it's the other way around. All the sad people write.
Wow. Or some people drink and drive.
Yeah.
Okay, Bilal, I have a question. It is related to your work, which I am always asked. I'm going to ask you, maybe it's a revenge, and you should get ready. Your book is coming out, and a lot of people will ask
Okay.
you. In in every poem of yours, you sound, or every work of yours, you sound that you found the beloved and you lost them. It's un
Yeah.
you know it was a love story which was never completed. So is it fictional, or does it involve your personal emotions as well?
Okay. So I would necessarily not say it's only about the loss of someone like I was involved romantically with, but I think it's a loss about a lot of things. Like for example, maybe like after school or after college, like I was not in touch with I'm still not in touch with many of my friends. I miss them, but I don't feel the need to have them in my life anymore. This is something that I have in me, and I may sound really selfish for saying this. Also, like when I lost my dad, I think it comes from that space, losing someone who was so close to you, who you lived with for so many years. And then especially after losing my dad, it came out, I have lost a lot of people after losing my dad, like my cousins who I really love, like I'm not in touch with them because of some chosen. So like the losses of people who I've grown up with, who I've seen in my life, who have actually impacted me at some point.
So this is one of the thing which was on my head. When I like somehow I share this, some of the experiences are similar, and you know your work touched me. You were going to say what was the poem you found and touched you? I want to know. Please tell me it was not a very badly written poem. Then I have more
It
questions
is
for you.
so beautiful. It is so beautiful, and it is related to loss. And I have it in front of me. So it says people celebrate death anniversaries. So do they celebrate departure of people who are lost to betrayal, coldness, lies, cunningness, or their nomad hearts? A year ago, I lost you to what? I still cannot name it. Was that insecurity, lack of trust, or your hermit soul? Today, I blew a candle and wished, may our path never cross again. But only my heart knows you are my most beloved one.
I think I added this in my new book. I'm not
And
sure.
I don't see this in your.
Bilal, you're breaking up.
And this is so beautiful. I just.
Uh, Bilal, I think we have some bad connection here. Can you just repeat what you said?
Yeah, I said this poem is so beautiful, and it's I don't know. It's just like we celebrate death anniversaries because I had my father's death anniversary yesterday. So I was just going through the my collection, the saved posts that I have in my laptop, and I found this one, and then it relates to like how we celebrate death anniversary. So we should we celebrate people who are alive but not in our lives anymore?
You know, after I wrote this, after few, sometimes it happens to me, I'm writing something, maybe based on the pain which was from the past. And I still remember when I was
Mhm.
in literature, my one professor said that we were discussing the writers who wrote something and later they experienced the same thing. So sometimes it happens with me as well. When I write something, it might be based on the pain which is not inflicted for the particular reason. But after few months or maybe days, I am experiencing the same thing. You know, it's like I bring it to on myself. So when after writing this poem, I
Yeah.
actually went through the phase when I lost somebody, and I questioned myself, do I want to celebrate this day? I still remember the day I lost them and they're alive. And I think if I'm going to relive that day, because once
Mhm.
I try to live that 1 year, I remember, okay, this month, this time, I lost that person. Betrayal, if we say. But if I'm going to celebrate that, it will become,
Mhm.
forever. And now, when the process of
Yeah.
healing starts, you don't want the pain to stay forever. I want to read something of yours, which the best part of Instagram is that you can save it. This is something which I read in January, and I saved it.
Okay.
I uh, I was going through some illness, and this really touched me. I was not well and I was struggling with a lot of things then. Don't you dare for a second think that you deserve anything less than happiness. You truly deserve all the good things in life. It's okay if you are broken and shattered, but it doesn't make you any less. If anything, remember the last time you had fallen and how you managed to pick yourself up. Think about the last time you were hurt and how your wounds healed with time. And if you find yourself alone, go out and look at the moon. Some nights it's half, and other nights it's gone, only to become whole. It it really helped me to see things differently. I remember I was so adamant then. I said I would not go for my surgery. I was so scared of hospitals. I was trying to run away from them, and then I asked myself, do I want to stick to the pain? So it was kind of a slap that you deserve happiness. So your work, I see your followers, your
Yeah.
readers, you are somewhere through the pain also helping them. This one is my favorite, and I have put heart react and again saved. Do me a favor, detach yourself from toxic people, distance yourself from every single person who hurts your self-esteem and damage your smile. Please don't go around someone who makes you question your existence. I suggest you do whatever it takes you to remove them from your life, and this is the best decision you will ever take. You deserve happiness, something that you don't have, something they don't have in them to offer.
This is so true.
Your words.
I remember when I wrote them, and I know what exactly I was feeling when I had written them. And I think this is really important for anybody, and especially when we talk about like people. If I write, I think I always think about writing from a point of view, um, like coming from a typical joint brown Asian family, and pe- you know how we come from, like India and Pakistan and Bangladesh, Saudi. Like we have a different culture, so I really want people to understand how to bring. I want people to come out of that toxic environment that we grow up with at times, and I think that's where I wrote these pieces.
Okay, tell me something. Um, Tell me the name of one book which has made you cry. Because I know you're a reader. I've seen your collection.
I It's Dear John, Dear John by Nicholas Sparks.
Really? That has made you cry a lot.
Yes, it
Okay.
did. It when the Savannah wrote this letter, and like they had fallen in love in 2 weeks, and I think that is the book a lot of people can relate to. And then one movie I cried was If I Stay. So this book and this novel and this movie, it really made me cry.
Okay. Have you considered writing under a pseudonym?
Before changing my username to Memoirs, I had my account as Bilal Writes. Now somebody else has claimed it, but there was a point when people started judging me. Like people ask you questions: Why are you so sad? Or why are you feeling this way? Are you sad? Are you depressed? This kind of thing. And everybody who know me, like they knew about this account of mine, Memoirs. So I changed my username. I created a new account and I started writing under that name. But it did not feel mine. I don't know, for some reasons. I just decided to continue with it and then let people deal with the account. I don't have to deal with them.
So yeah, yes, I remember you changed the name. So why somebody claimed your page?
No, I initially, when I started in 2015, I think it's very common. Bilal Writes, and I think anybody can have it. And somebody has it, and I don't mind it. But I think Memoirs of Bilal, it really just it fits for some reasons or other.
Is it the title of your new book? It reminds me of the struggle
It is
for.
not. You know the title of my new book. You know the title of my new book, which I will obviously post on my story once I have the ISBN, but not. I don't think, because you know how I struggled, and you helped me so much with choosing out the
Bilal,
title.
Bilal, one thing. Of course, I'm going to buy your book, but this manuscript, you told me you're going to sign the book for me. If we ever meet,
Yeah,
I need these papers. Like they look so pretty with the sticky notes.
I did look at them. I never thought I would own something like this. Just look,
God, this is such a.
and I know,
Isn't it like you're
like
holding your baby?
I can just pick out, so I can see, like, yes, and I can pick, like, I can see a divorce, I can see birthday, I can see health, so I can see all this. It's just really, I think at one point I would give it to somebody.
Me, I already booked it. Bilal, I think you've already promised it.
I would honestly, I would read up.
Okay, Bilal, next question. Have you ever considered writing a novel?
I have. I am actually. I don't think if I should say, but I'm currently working on a short story.
Mhm.
Uh, because I know somebody, and he has asked me to write it for a web series. So I'm currently working on it. But I think writing, because you have written a novel, so it's a lot of work. Writing poetry is something else. But when
Hmm.
you're writing a novel or a story, you just have to put your everything into that, and I just don't think I have that time to write it. But I'm working on this
Okay.
short story.
Do you Google yourself?
Uh, I don't think I ever. I at times when uh, sometimes I just do memoirs of Bilal and search Google images, but not. It just shows me my quotes, nothing else. Someday maybe I will be in the news. Memoirs of Bilal,
Yeah,
New
and
York Times bestseller.
I'll keep this before you start showing me attitude. I'll keep this as a proof.
But now I have a question for you. Now that we are talking about it, how like when you write, okay, showed me something. Now I have this question: how do you define that boundary? Because we get judged a lot by people who know us. So how do you define that boundary in your post? How much do you think it should look fictional or uh, authentic? So how do you draw that line? So it is authentic, but then it is fictional. That's what we all say.
Okay, when I started writing in the beginning, I would say I had boundaries, lot boundaries. Like I cannot write this. I would think about my family. I would think about, the society, the people I work with. And even when my novel came out, there's a very funny story. You have read that Once the Birds Fly. So
Hmm.
someone suggested me that when there was a scene of intimacy between the
Hmm.
protagonist and the first character who was in her life, it was not well defined. And someone said it seemed that I was as an author I was shy. I was not too open to write that, and I admitted
Hmm.
that. I said yes, I didn't want to write it so openly because back of my head there was an idea that people would question me, or because the society I come from. And even then I was questioned. I was directly asked by somebody that did I have very, succinctly they asked me in a very big gathering, you would say in a very formal gathering, they asked me if I had, uh, you know, an affair, like kind similar kind of affair. So that
Yeah.
was the question, which was,
Yeah.
you know, and they even told me that they do believe I had, and it makes me of a, this type of a character. And I don't still understand if anyone has
Yeah.
an affair uh, out of marriage. Why? Who are we to judge them the complete? So my character was my
Yeah.
personality was already assassinated. That event gave me
Hmm.
boost. कुछ भी लिखना है लिखो. And I don't care now. I write. I feel sad. I write. I feel pain. I write. If it's about maybe my next novel, might have intimacy scenes written more openly. Now I don't have boundaries,
Yeah.
Bilal. And I think because people will judge you no matter what. They
Yeah.
will ask you, किसने दिल तोड़ा है? बोलो सबने तोड़ा है.
Yeah, that's I think that's if we don't have that boundary, I think that's the best. Now I write whatever I feel like writing, but then there was a point when I was told by my family and my inside circle, why did you write this? You should not have posted something like this. So I always, I remember I posted a picture in which I had a cigarette in my hand. I still have it on my feed. And then my mom told me like, why did you post something like this? We should not post it. People will see this and things like that. So but then I think I just had to get over it and had to get over like people who love me will still accept me uh, with what I'm doing. They will appreciate me, and there are people who just laugh at my post and think that I am a sad miserable person, and I don't care.
See, those who know you, they know you. I think
Yeah.
at the end of the day, only handful of people matter.
Yeah.
You don't have, we don't need validation from the entire world, because recently I was not responding to some, kind of a messages you receive in your inbox. So
Yeah.
after two, three, the person was just, my account is public. They were not, I was not responding to their messages which they were leaving on my stories. And they came up with very negative. So it's like I cannot make everyone happy. I'm not an ice cream.
It's true.
You have more questions, or shall I come with the question?
Now I will. I also have. I have this. I want to know. this. How did you read? How did you come up with this one? Because um, this, it's just, I think everybody can relate to this, especially now when we have this COVID situation. But I'll come to that later. But then I want to know about this specific piece because it is really, it is simple, but then it has depth in it. So it goes like this. I wish there was a translation for the phrase "go away, leave. How could you do this to me? It's over." And when in the moment you all mean to say, "Hold on, because I need you," and this is so true.
How it came, as I've written so many times, I have clinical depression for quite some time. I was diagnosed just a year ago, and unfortunately, or you would say, someone who was, quite much. Sorry, this is my WhatsApp is on my
Okay.
laptop. Okay, so somebody who was well aware about my depression, they failed to understand me for some reasons. How did they fail? I don't blame them. That I was in some kind of an emotion where I was alone for quite some time, and we would say there was a lot of pressure. Things were, work pressure. So many things were happening in my life. So I was not able to get in touch with them, and there was communication gap. So to that particular person, I fought. I told them that, I don't want you in my life. But the translation for that one was I wanted them to ask me what's wrong, but I couldn't because
Yeah.
I was that time I had anxiety. When I get panic attack, it's terrible. I cannot communicate well. I'm still struggling. I still take medicines. I still study about that to improve myself. After that, especially after that incident, I now shut myself out of the world, and I tell people who are close to me that please don't reach me in this particular time, or maybe just give me some time. But
Yeah.
that time I thought that person who already has, pushed me so much to take treatment and help and therapy would understand me. But everyone is
Yeah.
a human at the end of the day, so they failed to understand because I was being aggressive, I was being pushy and angry. So I said, please leave me, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you. And I was like fighting. And guess what, they left because nobody wants to be with someone who is in, you know who who I don't know, maybe I would stay if somebody means to a lot to me. But yes, they never came back, and I think that was something which
Yeah.
made me realize that there is no translation for, maybe we have to be more transparent about our emotions. But even I tried that, like when you're emotional, if you tell somebody, I need you, then it becomes you're
Yeah.
too emotional, oversensitive. So now, yeah, that piece actually came from that particular incident.
Yeah, but I also think if somebody wants to leave, you just cannot do anything to make them stay.
True, so true, Bilal, so true. You can't make people stay.
Yeah.
Bilal,
I have
next,
this very
next,
short piece that I had once written.
yes, yes.
It says, "You did everything but stay."
Oof, Bilal, this should be your opener of the book. It's going in your book.
You know what is my opening line?
I feel like I'm your editor. Okay, this point, I want to ask you, this post of yours, is it by you? Because sometimes you don't mention your name on the post. I just want to talk to you, not about anything specific, just talk.
Mhm.
It's on your page.
Did I? I don't think I posted. Did I? No, I think I downloaded this one from Tumblr.
Okay.
Because when I write something, when it's mine, I would always mention my name under it. Like it would always have my voice of Bilal.
Okay, but Bilal, sometimes I see there is Arabic translation or Arabic quote with your words. For instance, with this one, don't pray for materialistic things, pray for a life filled with tranquility and contentment. Now,
Yeah.
as much Arabic, I know La taslima najal al ashiya al madiyat. How did you get
Don't
translated this?
Google Translate. So this is my thing. I translate English to Arabic, then I copy that sentence and then I go to different website, different translations websites, and then I translate Arabic to English again just to be sure that Google was correct. Otherwise, I don't want to
That,
offend anybody
ah,
if Google does something wrong. That's how I always do it.
so I thought you. Okay, are you? Of course, you're bilingual. So apart from bilingual, do you know any other languages?
No, I think I can speak Hindi, English, Punjabi,
Uh huh.
a little, I guess, sarcasm.
So okay, so but you're not from Punjab, or are you?
I am not, but I have people from like Punjabi community. Like I know a lot of people.
Now you
They're my
know
very good friends. And then you are Punjabi.
I'm Punjabi, but I'm from Quetta, Balochistan.
Yeah, you mentioned it. And then my sisters, they studied in all six schools, so they studied Punjabi basically half of their lives. So I would always listen to these Punjabi words and everything growing up.
Okay, Bilal, I'm going to have a quick rapid fire with you. I hope your internet does not stuck. Okay.
I hope so. Okay.
Okay. Uh, Poetry or a novel?
Poetry,
Silence or music?
silence,
Coffee or tea?
tea, anytime.
Movie or a book?
It depends on the mood, but I would prefer book, and then movie based on the book.
Okay. Party or stay home?
Stay home.
Morning or night?
Early morning is the best time to do anything.
It's early, but you will sleep early. Okay. Go to bookshop or buy on Amazon?
Bookshop. I mean, you go to a bookshop, even if you just you see something and then you feel that book. That is a different feeling
Hmm.
altogether.
Okay. Um, Tell me three living or dead people you wish to meet. Writers. They have to be writers. Three living or dead.
Khloe Kardashian. Okay,
Okay.
writers. I would say Langley.
Writers. Writers or poets?
Langley for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Poets, yeah, Langley. And then I would love to meet Yasmin Mojahid,
Uh-huh.
and then Najwa Zebian, of
Okay.
course. And you, of course.
Fourth, fifth, sixth. Don't flatter me now. Okay. Paint or write?
Right.
Write or cook?
I think right. Yeah.
Pain or
I, I, I
happiness?
have I've been enjoying cooking these days though.
COVID. Quarantine.
Pain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pain or happiness?
I would say pain.
Love or loved?
Because I think pain brings out the best.
Love or to be loved?
Love.
Love. Okay. So you are a giver.
Yeah, I think it's better because I think what sucks is when somebody loves you and somebody says something and you cannot reciprocate. So it's better. You love and you write about it than to be loved and be a jerk.
Okay. Travel or stay in one place forever?
Stay at one place forever. I hate traveling.
Ah, so you're not never meeting. Okay. What's your spirit animal?
I don't think I have any.
No? Okay. Do
No,
you like
never thought
pets?
about it. No. I have 5 parrots at home and I really want them to just
Fly up.
flee or die. Yeah.
Maybe one day you can, at night, and if you're out of house, you can call me.
I hope so.
Okay. Where was I? If you would get a chance to be a younger self of yours, which age will you choose?
I think I would. I don't. I think I would choose like 20, 21,
How old are you? 50?
27 now. So I think I would go 7 years
Still in
ago.
20s. See? So you should
Yeah.
say, no? Okay. Park or a pool?
Park,
Water or fire?
water,
Moon or sun?
moon.
Forest or a city?
Forest, I think forest would be. I've never thought about it, but I think forest would be so much fun. I mean, just go and explore. City,
Beach?
city early morning. To be honest,
Okay. Beach or a desert?
beach.
Okay. I think that's it. So any book if you would like to recommend, if any book you want everyone to read, which book it would be?
I think it would be Mind Platter by Najma Zebian because it really tells you how it is really good. Mind Platter.
So when are we expecting your book, Bilal?
I'm in the process. It's just I think I'm waiting for. I received an email to wait for 3 days now,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just I think I will take a week to
Last minute
hopefully.
changes, I know. Oh God. I announced a month ago that my
Yes.
book is coming, and just today I had to change the paper quality.
Yeah, but I think I will also announce it when I have the first copy with me. Like if I'm really really happy and content with what I'm going to deliver, that's when I will hopefully.
Soon, inshallah.
Inshallah. Before we sign off, I have this. I want to know the story behind this one because I think this was written for me. I can relate to this. Every line I can connect with. It's the piece you have written about the lockdown.
Lockdown. Okay, it's going to be in my book. What was that?
It's they announced a complete lockdown, and you announced we are no good for each other because I know a lot of people. I myself have disconnected with so many people during this lockdown, so I think it speaks for everybody.
I am on my page. Where are you? Where are you right now? Because sometimes I don't even remember
The
my.
lockdown. I will read it for you.
Okay.
I will read. I know you don't remember. I recorded your poetry and I sent it to you on your birthday, and you did not know it was yours.
I was like, wow, Bilal, what a good poem.
I remember my post. I remember what I write, and I just could not believe when you said, "Is it mine?"
I actually then went to check my book. I don't have my hard copy because the only hard copy I had, somebody took it. And then I opened the soft copy and I typed those words and I said, okay, मेरी ही है यार, plagiarize नहीं है. Plagiarize तो नहीं किया, but I was like, यार कहीं इसने मेरे नाम से ना देख लियो खाफा में. Okay, I can't find this one. Please read this out. My
But
job.
it was beautiful. I will. It says they announced a complete lockdown, and you announced we are no good for each other. What shall I do now with the internet that allows you to be God, as on the virtual world we all are just a block away? And this offers you power to banish me. Now the iron bird cannot take me back to you, and words typed here wouldn't reach you. So if I could burn three things in the world, I will set the plague, the social media, and your ego on fire. Because I know somebody who just like we disconnected because of the ego, and I could relate to this on so many levels. Like I cannot even describe. And I think this speaks for everybody during this lockdown.
Block away I actually use because once I had a conversation with my friend. He said that, Huma, he said something in Urdu, Huma, फेसबुक पे हम सब एक ब्लॉक की मार हैं तो
True.
that it stayed here and I was thinking actually on social media we are just a block away, like we are just so close to each other, but we are also
Yeah.
so the pun was intended. And
Yes.
yes, I have also lost people because of ego. But when I broke my ego, they were not ready. So yeah, I've lost people because of ego. And sometimes some people, I always say some people think their ego is bigger than God, and they keep feeding
Yeah.
it. I do bend.
Yeah.
I do bend in relationships, but you can't make people stay, especially people
That's
who
true.
once loved you so much that they would say they can't even spend a second without you, or some people who said please don't leave me. you know it's very difficult to come on terms to that loss where a person said please don't leave me and you stayed because they asked you to stay,
Yes.
but then they are eaten by the ego.
Yes. I think it's the most crucial loss, I would say, is the same because of ego. But I think when two people also realize the timing is not right, and then I hate when they don't try to, because I know stories and I've come across people who just the timing is not right.
True.
When they say timing is not right, and part the ways, which is I think if timing is not right, I think people should just work and make it right. It's not
I don't even believe in this
difficult.
thing. Timings is not right. Timing, how do you define timing? Yeah,
Yes.
it comes in so many in so many, you know I mean, you can timings can be because of so many factors. For instance, you were like one person you were about to get married, and one person was in a financial problem, or their family was going through something. But
Yeah.
again, you can wait and hold each other's hand. I sometimes really miss Bilal. I wish I was born in 18th century when I read, because that's why I'm the fan of classics. Because whenever you read, for instance, if I talk about Jane Austen, or if I talk about Charlotte Bronte sisters and them, if I read those books, people say they are romantics, they are, so fictional, but there was one element where you see the character, for instance, Jania, they wait for another person. Like even Wuthering Heights is a very dark book, but there was an
Yeah.
idea because of, again, we cannot say they were creating these stories, because fiction is also,
Yes.
it comes from the reality. Maybe there were people, because I know my nana nani never got divorced. They stayed together with each other till death
Yeah.
parted them. I know people who were in love, but they couldn't, they were not reunited. They never married. They waited for each other, and they got married quite late when the situation was in their favor. So those people used to work on their relationships. Like अभी मैं कभी सोचती मेरा typewriter कुछ दिन पहले टूटा हुआ था, and I was fixing it with help of YouTube. And I just suddenly it hit me. Why don't we fix relationships? We can fix things. So I wish people.
Yeah.
It
I
can
think you should write
be.
something about it because it's really
अरे
about the typewriter. I mean, it has an impact. Trust me. I would have had I have a typewriter, I would have written so many pieces about it by now.
I'll show you something. I was yesterday I actually made a video, and I hang my stuff. I have this thread, and I with the clips I whatever I'm these days creating, I just put in front of me that I don't feel that I'm unproductive. So yesterday I made a video I'm going to post. I wrote this poem directly on the typewriter, and I was trying that, I was so overwhelmed with emotions, so I thought maybe I would be able to write or not, but actually typewriter really helps. And you will be surprised, I got my typewriter from India.
I don't know where to get typewriter. I tried
I got it
to
from Mumbai.
Amazon search typewriters. I could
Please,
not find it.
Amazon is going to, anyone who is going to sell you over there, they're going to sell you very expensive. I think it's very cheap, and you should search in all markets. In where are you? Where are you located? I think Mumbai or Delhi.
Delhi.
Delhi. So Delhi, you will have old bazaars.
I think I will figure out. For now, my only focus is
Book.
is the book. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
I figure all these things later.
Chalo Bilal, and we'll now wind up. And it was lovely talking to you, and I can't wait to have your book. And once your book comes out, then we are going to figure out, maybe we are going to have an meetup where we'll invite other people as well on Zoom.
Thank you so much, and I'm sorry for the bad lighting.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Rather than
But I'm sure we will connect. You should not sorry about it. It's not your fault. I mean, it's.
But
we all know
yeah.
it's.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to send you the video, and I'll share on my Facebook page as well.
Send me the video. I will try to edit and maybe do something with it. Maybe add a music or something, and then we will post it.
You do that. I'm going to post it as it is.
But let me watch it first. Let me see what
You look
have you
lovely,
talked about and all.
handsome. If you are worried about that, the lighting is perfect.
Let's see. I will watch the video.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.